We spoke about birds, the colorful, beautiful birds. We looked at the bird that can run, that can fly, that's got lovely eyes, the water birds, and so on, the talking birds. Now, we are looking at the common birds outside. Now, let's learn to draw a bird and name the parts of a bird. Okay? Draw and name the parts of a bird. Okay? We'll do it together. We are going to do parts of a bird. So we are going to draw and we're going to name the parts of a bird. It's very easy, very interesting. Okay? Okay, now let's look at it. Okay, you have, first of all, you have the head. This is the head, beak, eye. Then you have the neck of the bird, feet of the bird. Then you have your tail feathers. Then you have the wing. This is called the wing. All right? The feet of the bird. So the tail feathers. Okay. So the first what we have is, the first one is the head. Head. Then you have the eye. The eyes of the bird. Got one eye this side and one eye on the other side. Eye. Then you have the beak. You have the beak. Right? This is the neck of the bird. Then you have the feet of the bird. Then you have the wing. This is the wing. There are two wings. And finally you have the tail. Tail feathers. Tail feathers, wing feathers, then you have the feet, you have the neck, you have the beak, the lovely little beak it has, and then the beak, the eye, and the head. Okay, lovely little eyes. It's got a lovely little eyes and the feathers, okay? Fine. So we learn to draw the feathers of the bird. We learn to draw the bird itself. Okay, now, parts of a bird. First you have the head, then you have the eye that starts from here, then you have the beak, the neck, the feet, the wing, the feathers, and finally the tail feathers that help the bird to fly. So when you draw the bird, first think of its lovely tail and the wings that help him to fly. He has little feet to make him stand, lovely neck, thick neck he's got, beaks to crack nuts, he's got sharp eyes and a head. Some birds will have a little thing on its head to make it really like a crown little thing. Okay? So we learn to draw the bird and we learn to name the parts of a bird. We looked at the birds, the different kinds of birds. We learned to draw the parts of a bird. Now we do a bit of matching, trying to recollect in our mind The birds that run, the birds that talk, the colorful bird and the flightless bird, and so on. So we'll do a bit of matching to remember what we have learned. A test, short test for our memory, matching. Fastest running bird. Fastest running bird. Flightless bird. Flightless bird. Next, largest flying bird. Largest flying bird. Then talking bird, a bird that can talk. Talking bird. Then we have water bird. Name any water bird. Water bird. Match the water bird with the correctly common bird. The common bird that we see in and around our campus, nearby our house. Night bird. The bird that comes out only at night. So we call it a night bird. And finally, we have the smallest bird. Fine. Okay, now I put down some bird's name and you must be able to match it correctly. I have here emu. Then I have peacock. Peacock. Owl. Then ostrich. Ostrich. Sparrow. Sparrow. Kingfisher. Kingfisher. Parrot. And a crow. So now we are going to do some bit of matching together. Okay, here we go. First one, fastest running bird. Which is the fastest running bird? The fastest running bird is definitely the ostrich. Fastest running bird is an ostrich. Flightless bird. A bird that cannot fly. Flightless bird is a emu. Emu is a flightless bird. Good. Next one. Largest flying bird. Which is the largest flying bird? The largest flying bird is definitely a peacock. Very good. And then talking bird, a bird that can talk. Who can talk among these? A parrot. Talking bird is a parrot. A parrot can be trained to talk. Water bird, a bird that lives by the water. Kingfisher, a water bird is a kingfisher. What a bird! Kingfisher. Then we have a common bird. Which is the common bird that you see in and around your house? A crow. Common bird is a crow. Night bird, which is the bird that you see only at night, an owl. So night bird is an owl. And finally you have the smallest bird. The smallest bird is a sparrow. The smallest bird is a sparrow. So you have matched the birds. Very good. Okay, let's look at once again what we have done. The fastest running bird is an ostrich. The flightless bird is an emu. Largest flying bird is a peacock. Talking bird is a parrot. Water bird is a kingfisher. Common bird is a crow. The night bird is an owl. And finally, the smallest bird is a sparrow. So we learn to match the bird with the kind of work it does, either talking, flying, or running. Now we look at all the tiny animals that live in and around our homes. Some of them are very difficult to find them. They're so tiny, like the ants. Only when they bite you, you'll know. There are many insects that live in our house. And some of them are useful to us. Some of them are harmful. Some of them trouble us a lot. You love to eat sweets. You eat sweets and you go to bed. And then you get bitten. Who bites you? The ants. If you take any sugary item to bed, they will find their way. They not only take the sugar lumps, but they also give you nice pinches on your skin. And you say, oh, that naughty ants. The evening comes, there are little flying insects that come and trouble your work. When you're studying, they come and bite you. They take away your blood. They give you horrible illness. What is that? Mosquito, very good. Then sometimes you keep the food open. There are tiny insects that sit on it and give you tummy pain, fever, diarrhea. What is that? Housefly, very dangerous. Now, so we're going to look at now all the insects. Open your eyes, look around the corners of your house, and you will detect lovely, colorful, tiny things called insects. So we're going to look at all the insects in and around our house. Insects in our house, outside our house, in our garden, and whatnot. Insects. Insects are useful. Some are colorful. Tell me a colorful insect that fly about in the garden. A lovely butterfly. Okay, now, name the insect that you already know. First, I told you ant. Ants bite you. They always live in groups. You don't see one ant. You'll see a line of ants. Line of ants. So, ants. Next one, mosquito. Mosquitoes, what do they do to you? They give you lot of fever. They give you trouble. Housefly, another harmful insect. Housefly. They bring all kinds of illness to keep you away from school. Then you have butterfly. a lovely, colorful insect, butterfly. Then we have a dragonfly. Dragonfly is supposed to be a farmer's friend. Dragonfly. Dragonfly, farmer's friend, helpful friend. Then there's a little bird, a tiny insect that is named after a lady. Ladybird, yes. Ladybird. Or you called ladybird beetle. Ladybird beetle. Then what else? Then you have honeybee, a very useful insect. Honeybee. Honey. They collect honey for you and me. Honeybee. Then there are insects on the leaf that look like the leaf, and you will think it is the leaf. That's called a leaf insect. There are also stick insects. You will think it is the stick. Then when you go and touch it, it flies away. So you have leaf insect and stick insect. Stick. That look like a stick. Leaf insect, then stick insect, honeybee, beetle. There are, other than ladybird beetle, you also have another big black beetle that's very dangerous. The trees, especially the coconut trees, small beetle can destroy a huge coconut tree. Beetle. This beetle is a black, tiny one. Then you have a very useful but dangerous wasp. Wasp is an insect. Wasp. Then cockroach. Cockroach is another insect that mommy doesn't like in your house. It's everywhere in the house, in all the dark corners. Cockroaches, mommy doesn't like them. Cockroach. Next is the grasshopper, lovely little green color, grasshopper. 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 Then there is an insect that lives on your head, among your hair, and gives you fever and all kinds of disease. And you keep scratching your head. What is that? Louse. Head louse. Get mommy to clean your head. Head louse. Then there are insects that live inside your book and eat up and destroy your book. What is that? And it cannot fly. Silverfish. It's called silverfish. Silverfish is an insect that has got no wings. It lives inside the book and eats up your book. Then there are tiny animals that are not insects, like the worm and spiders, because they have 8 legs, so they are not insects. Okay? So we are looking at only the insects that live in and around our house. The normal things are ants, black ants, woolly ants, white ants, all kinds of ants. Mosquitoes, they live in the dark corners of your house. Housefly that comes in if you don't keep your house clean. Butterflies, that is the most colorful insect. Dragonfly, a friend of a farmer. Ladybird beetle is also a friend of a farmer. Honeybee. Honeybee is also our friend because he collects honey for us. Leaf insect, stick insect. They sit there on the leaf on the dry branch, almost like the leaf or the insect, and then we get fooled. Beetles, there are huge black beetles that destroys a huge tree. Wasp, they also collect honey. Wasp is also a very dangerous, it come and sting you, but cockroaches that frightens you whenever you sit down. It comes flying around. It lives in all the dark corners of our house. Grasshopper. Grasshopper eats up all the tiny leaves and helps the farmer too. Then there's a head louse that lives on your head and gives you fever and makes you sick. Silverfish lives inside the book and eats up all your, destroys all your book. Then, so the insects can be harmful, insects can be useful, insects that bring you fever, insects that destroy your books. Okay, so these are the, now just look at, we'll do useful. Now we are going to look at the useful insects. Okay? What are the insects that are useful to us? Okay? Useful insects are okay, next one, 1 minute. Useful insects, colorful insects, useful, colorful insects. Then we have next an insect named after a lady, named after a lady. Then some insects are farmer's friend. Farmer's friend. Insects with no wings. With no wings. Insects with no wings. And then insect that look like a leaf. Look like a leaf. Look like a stick. Okay? Look like a leaf. Look like a stick. Harmful. Next is a harmful insect. Harmful insect. Okay, now let's write down their names. Useful. Who are useful here? The useful insects are grasshopper, then ladybird beetle, honeybee. All these are useful insects. So they are, what are the useful insects? Honeybee, and grasshopper. Grasshopper. Then, colorful insects is a butterfly. It's a butterfly. Next you have named after a lady, that is a ladybird beetle. Ladybird beetle. Ladybird. Okay, next. A farmer's friend. Who is a farmer's friend? A farmer's friend is a dragonfly. Dragonfly is supposed to be a farmer's best friend. Insect with no wings. The silverfish. The silverfish and the headlouse both have no wings. Anyway, we'll write silverfish. That destroys your book. Silverfish look like a leaf. Whatever the shape of the leaf, and it is called the leaf insect and stick insect. Leaf insect and stick insect. And finally, we have the harmful insect. Who is the harmful one here? One who does the beetle. Yeah, definitely beetle. Beetle is a harmful insect. So now what have we done here? We have done all sorts of insects we have here. Ants. Ants normally lives in a group. It does not live alone. It goes crawling about. Ants always live in a group. And they look like this. Two things on the head, smiling away, and then ant. These are ants. Then you have a mosquito that gives you a lot of trouble. A mosquito gives you a lot of trouble, and then you have lovely butterfly. Butterfly also has lovely wings, colorful wings. Butterfly has colorful wings. Lovely little butterfly, and there are patterns inside. Dragonfly comes out when there is rain. When there's going to be rain, the dragonfly comes out. Ladybird beetle, you see lovely little red things that move about in your garden. Honeybees. Honeybees collect honey for you and me from every flower. Leaf and stick insect. They almost look like the leaf. They almost look like the stick to camouflage from their enemies. Beetles, huge black beetles are harmful insects. Wasps, also they also collect honey, but they sting you very badly and you must be careful. Cockroaches are very harmful and they live all over in our house. Grasshoppers are supposed to be friends of the farmers. Head louse is a little insect that gives you a lot of trouble. Silverfish it has no wings, and it also eats up all our books. Let's look at the useful insect. Grasshopper, honeybee are useful. Colorful insects are butterflies, named after ladies, the ladybird beetle. Farmer's friend is a dragonfly. Insect with no wings is a silverfish. Look like a leaf is a leaf insect. Look like a stick is a stick insect. And harmful insect is a beetle. Okay? We learned about insects that live in and around our house. Now we'll try and remember what we learned about the insect. Do an exercise to match. I'll give you some insects and whether they're useful, where they live, and what they do. Matching, a small exercise. You're going to do a bit of a small matching exercise. One. Look like a leaf. Insect that look like a leaf. Next, harmful. Harmful insect. Useful. Useful insect. Farmers. Farmer's friend. Farmer's friend lives on your head. On your head. Named after a lady. Named after a lady. Flightless insect. Flightless insect. A colorful insect. A colorful insect. Look like. Look like a stick. Okay. Now, 9. Okay. Dragonfly, head louse, butterfly, leaf insect, insect, housefly, housefly, stick insect, honeybee, honeybee, ladybird, and finally we have silverfish. Okay, now we look at the names and do a little bit of matching. Okay, look like a leaf. What look like a leaf? A leaf insect look like a leaf. So, look like a leaf, leaf insect. Okay? Harmful insect. Harmful. Housefly is a harmful insect. Okay? Housefly. Housefly gives you a lot of trouble. You get fever, diarrhea, and whatnot. Useful insect. Okay, a dragonfly is supposed to be a useful insect. Dragonfly. Farmer's friend. Who is a farmer's friend? A farmer's friend is a dragonfly again. Okay. Farmer's friend. Useful. Okay. Farmer's friend is dragonfly. Then lives on your head. A head lives on your head. Okay, lives on your head. Then named after a lady is a ladybird insect. Named after a ladybird insect. Colorful insect is a butterfly. A colorful insect is a butterfly, is a colorful insect. Then look like a stick. Stick insect. Stick insect look like a stick. Then flightless. There's an insect that cannot fly. Flightless insect is a silverfish. An insect that cannot fly. So flightless is a silverfish. Now, you useful insect is a honeybee. Useful insect is a honeybee. Insect that is useful to us is a honeybee. Here we go. Honeybee. Now let's look at it all. Look like a leaf. Look like a leaf is a leaf insect. Okay? Leaf insect. Harmful insect is a housefly, that is a harmful insect. Then useful insect is a honeybee, that is a useful insect. Farmer's friend is a dragonfly. Farmer's friend lives on your head, that is the head louse that lives on your head. Then, named after a lady is a ladybird insect, ladybird, and then flightless insect is a silverfish that cannot fly. Colorful insect is a butterfly. And finally, you have look like a stick, that's a stick insect. So we have done the matching of the kind of insect with the insect.